Hi everybody, it is Benjamin Collyn. I had a moment there where I almost didn't have my mic on. So happy Friday, everybody. It is the final day of July. It is also the final day of the week. So I'm happy. I'm happy that it's Friday. I hope everyone has had a good week so far, or whatever your week has been. I hope it's been pretty good. Today is Dungeons and Dragons, but make it fashion. It's kind of like my personal pre-show thing to do before the gauntlet tonight, which I'm super excited for. So tonight is I think we're on episode 8 of the gauntlet tonight. So I cannot wait to hopefully get a TPK. So hello everybody. Hello Shady Scott. Hello Crandall. Welcome to the chat. I hope you all are doing well. And how are you doing today? Also, I have a couple of changes today. I'm looking at multi-stream chat as well. I'm trying to do both Twitch and YouTube streaming. I don't know if this is going to work or how it works, but we'll see. The other thing is that I will be, there's a delivery of food coming in like probably about 5 to 15 minutes. I'm not sure when. So, you know, if I have to pause and come back, you'll know why. Anyways, let's get into the illustrating scene here. So yes, today we are doing the blue dragon. Technically, we got the adult dragon. And so what that means for me is I'm just going to use the art for the blue dragon, and the other 3 versions of the dragon I will not be using. So that means the wormling, the young dragon, and the ancient dragon. I'm just sticking with the adult dragon, and but that's what we're going to play with today. Now, I do want to note that I do plan on chatting about the gauntlet in this episode, and that, yes, Spoonkins, hello, welcome. Yeah, we want a TPK. So let's hold off on mass healing until after they've TPK'd and they go back to the sanctuary and restart, because yeah, they need spell slots. Crom at some point in the next episode is going to need his rage back. They haven't had full spell slots in a long time. So I think we should let them die, and I may or may not be planning on sabotaging the players themselves. So, you know, we'll see. I'm gonna see how the chat plays tonight. I try not to do too much unless I feel like I can actually move some stuff around. So that being said, let's go ahead and get into it. And I do want to remind the powers that be that I do not own the art to the Blue Dragon. That comes from the Wizards of the Coast Monster Manual, Dungeons and Dragons Monster Manual from Wizards of the Coast. There we go. And I'm just using it as a reference. So, all right. Wow, it just sounded like Matthew McConaughey there for a second. That one thing that everyone does. Fess is on screen tonight. We have Fess, we have Lantiel, Lilith, and Vom on the rotation tonight. So, oh, I forgot to change my pen. There we go. Yeah, I think Fess might be off next week. So those of you who caught my live stream on Monday, believe it was Monday. I already used this pose on Monday, but I did it with a bathing suit. And today I want to do a little bit more of a full garment, so... Yeah, that's what I kind of thought, Carrie. I knew that was probably about TBD. And I did. I had a wonderful birthday dinner last night, so thank you. Yeah, I think we can probably get another hype train going tonight, but we'll see. Because it's all about the timing. Yeah, I mean, that was hella fun. Also, and just to remind everybody, I will be rating their stream today. So if you want to hang out and get, you know, just hang out and then you'll automatically get transported. I'll be doing that at the end of my stream tonight, if it lets me. So we'll see. But it should let me this time. I'm not sure, Carrie. I don't know if it's the frequency in which bit donations are happening, or follows, or subs. I think it's kind of a combination of that. It's kind of elusive, is the thing. Also, I don't know if they're in the audience, but I would like to say welcome to the new follower, Indigo Ocean Wolf. Thank you for following if you're in here. It happened about 8 hours ago, so I wasn't online, unfortunately, but I thank you for joining this crew. I don't have a name for my followers yet, guys. I don't have like a clever thing like the Adventures Pack does. A tagline, is that? Okay, we've got our base layer done. I can get rid of that layer. I used to save those layers, and then I realized that it's totally unnecessary, so great. I am going to drop the opacity on this layer. Ooh, not that much. I don't know how to answer that, Chris. I would love to guest at some point, but I also, then who would mod? No, just kidding. No, I would absolutely love to guest, and I haven't really talked about it seriously with the team at AP, but they know I have interest. Okay, so this baby here, the blue dragon is a chromatic dragon. I don't know a lot about this stuff. Like, I try not to read up on monsters because I love like the playing, and I want to make sure that everything that I experience is kind of like brand new. Um, but here's what I know about a blue dragon. It is lawful evil, and it is also kind of like the lightning dragon. So it has lightning breath. It's one of its special abilities. It's very vain, very territorial, and you can see here, very deadly. So we have a bunch of gold in the Horde and plenty of adventurers and soldiers and stuff who have tried to vanquish this dragon. Things that I am interested in and want to try to get... Oh, this is kind of hard. So frequently, in these D&D But Make It fashions, there's a lot of these like pokey shapes, spines and such that I try to incorporate into the final piece. I'm kind of in the same position here, where I have these claws, I have the chest plate, I have all of these spines and scales that I would love to incorporate somehow, but I feel like it's starting to get very one note. So for this one, I'm going to take like specific sections. So like these neck scales are very interesting to me. This front bit kind of reminds me of the Ankeg, so I think I'm going to ignore it. I love the patterning and the detailing on the wings. And of course, this color scheme is gorgeous. Something else that I want to experiment with today's illustration is to kind of play around with the personality of the dragon as well. So this one, I want to make a woman who's kind of vain, as well as maybe fascinated with gold, if you will. So I just want to kind of keep that in mind as I work on this illustration. And for this one, it's kind of a playful pose. Wow, sorry, the truck just went by and it was so loud. It's a very playful pose, but I think by the way that I dress her, it will completely change her personality, which is actually one of the reasons why I love fashion so much, is that it can totally change how people perceive you just by what you're wearing. And also, sorry, I'm just looking at the chat again. Thank you, Carrie. It would be so much fun to be a guest. I love the game. I love it. Who knows? Maybe season 2 will be my time. Okay. So looking at all of this, here's what I think I'm going to do, is do a top, like a shirt, a long sleeve shirt, and then a skirt for the bottom portion, like kind of like an A-line pencil skirt or something on the bottom portion, and make her kind of like a shrewd businesswoman or something. Very modest, very I don't want to say proper, but very prim. So I just want to make sure I'm on the right layer, which I am. And I'm going to do like a high-waisted skirt. Here. Make sure that I follow the contour of the body properly. Did I just hear my food? Oh, it's... Oh, actually, it might be me. Hold on. Okay, that was weird. It was not somebody at my door, so... What can I say? Hi, Vincent Crow, welcome! welcome to the chit chat. I know that you guys are getting ready to, you know, go crazy. So this is also going to be a turtleneck. God, I almost said a necklace. A turtleneck. Also, somebody remind me to add the other fingers that I forgot to put in there on that hand. I don't want her to be a Lego person. I want a girl with a short skirt and a long jacket. It's like totally what went through my head just now. Oh, come on. Goodness gracious. There we go. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is learn my lessons from the last time I did this. Ha! Oh, Prince, rest his soul. So I'm actually going to take inspiration from a shirt that I've already made, or a top I've already made. It was a vest. Oh, actually, I think I still have it. And I can show you guys. One moment. I see that. Okay, so I want to show you guys. So this is the vest. I'm not going to actually keep wearing this, but this was, although, oh, it kind of looks good on me. This was a piece that I had in my fashion show a couple of years ago, a year and some change ago, and I made these pleated scales. So I want to add that to this one here. Shoot, maybe I will keep this on. I feel so cool. You didn't miss anything, Chris. I'm showing off a vest that I'm using as inspiration for this. And mostly it's to show you these pleats that I did. I folded, and God, it took so many hours to do this, but that's what I'm gonna do on here. Okay. So yeah, so what I'm doing is on a new layer, again, thank you, Scott, but I'm going to add the texture up here and make sure that's placed right, and then I can hide or erase the things that don't really belong. So I'll go ahead and do that. Also, it's taking a shockingly long time for my food to get here, but that's okay. Back to Streamlabs. Oh, thank you, Chris. Yeah. I appreciate... Oh, come on. I hate when it does that. Okay, so I'm on the right layer. Boop, boop. And I am going to drop my pen size just a little bit down. And I want... Let's see. Okay. I'm actually going to do 2 layers. Oh, and I actually accidentally deleted the layer. That's good. So here I'm going to draw the... shoot, come on. And then... That's the rough shape I want the scales to go down, so I can use that as my guide now. Okay, so there isn't a lot of curving, but there is a lot of overlap. I'm gonna add a little bit of curve so it doesn't... My own bot is getting mad at me for posting my own links. Oh, that's hilarious. Wow. Okay. Indigo Ocean Wolf, hi there. I saw that you followed a few hours ago. Welcome, and thank you so much for the follow. I'm so glad that you popped in so I could say thank you. I mean, I was gonna say in person, but you know, or not. Oh, thank you, Crom. Yes, for anyone wondering, my birthday was yesterday, so had a wonderful day. That's too big. Oh, you're just getting into Twitch? Nice. Yeah, I like Twitch. It's become a big part of my personal viewing habits. I'm trying to think about my media consumption. Yeah, Crom, I don't think you were in here yet, and I don't think Scott was either, but I don't have a name for my channel, like, or for fans of my channel. Like, I need to come up with something. Emmy said, "Are we fashionistas?" I'm assuming you mean it's up to me to figure out the name for my people. Fashion Collins. I'll be your fashionista. I know it's almost like fashion icon, but fashion icon, I get it. I get it. I see where your head's going. Oh. No. No. I'd rather not go with colonists. Trying to be anti-colonial, actually, if that's possible. Makers, the Nista, Nista. Also, hi, compliance investigator. Welcome to the channel, or the stream today. How are you guys doing out there in the great CO? Cloudy and 80s in Colorado. Just like your taste in music, yep. It's not too big. Just a little bit. Okay. Oh, geez, I'm sorry. Cat 1 hurricane headed your way. Jeez. Where are you located? On the East Coast somewhere? North Carolina, okay. Well, of course, yeah. I know it's like something that you get out there, but still not. I don't know, not something I like being woken up to. Yesterday was woken up at 4. Oop, one moment. There we go. All right, yes, so what I was saying is yesterday, those of us out here in LA were woken up at 4:30 in the morning to an earthquake and then a couple of big aftershocks. So, and of course it's like, yeah, it's, you know, where we live, but it's that whole like being rudely awakened, you know? I mean, it's totally fine. Again, it comes with the territory, literally. Back when I lived in Colorado, it was more of a worry of blizzards and tornadoes in some areas. Exactly. Yeah, Carrie. It was the being rudely awakened at 4 in the morning, not only by an earthquake, but my cats clawing me up because they were freaked out about the earthquake. Okay. Yeah, so essentially I'm doing I'm gonna do a color block here. I think that'll be really fun. So here's a fun question. Does anybody have a favorite monster from the Monster Manual? Like, are there any, or if you don't have a favorite, are there any that you're really excited to see me tackle at some point? Big fan of constructs, and oozes. But your absolute favorite are from the other books, The Sorrow Sworn. Yeah, well, that would be... I don't know how I would do The Sorrow Sworn. Those are kind of funky looking. Scott, you did some minis, right, of the Sorrow Sworn? On a miniature Monday. Oh man, Crom. Ugh, yeah, the little wretched. Which layer do I need? I need this layer. So the way I'm kind of envisioning these is that they're like an overlay on the skirt. So like almost like a latex over leather, or maybe leather on top of leather. So I'm going to create some dimension by making it look like they're wrapping around the skirt itself. And this is why I'm doing these details on different layers. Because I actually stopped to think about it. Ooh, I didn't want to do that yet. Because I actually... Because I'm going to want to texture these separately, so what's going to be the easiest way for me to do this? I think being on this layer and essentially tracing. Now, Scott, I'm wondering, are you having any thoughts before going into this gauntlet tonight? Any change in strategy for you that you can at least, you know, divulge to the crowd, or any, not spoilers, but teasers for tonight? That looks so silly. Oh, I did that with the shirt, too. I know. Why won't they die? I think that's a very good question, and we need to get to the bottom of it. Sweet. Okay. Oops. There's going to be a shiny new feature tonight, though. Ooh. Okay. She's definitely wearing tights. Like, let's be honest here. And also, because of last week, I have started tracking the number of chaos wheels that each player has had rolled on them, I guess would be how to say that? Ooh, I like that shape. Okay, so it kind of comes. Oh, hey, Lazy Gothy. Welcome, welcome. How are you doing? Okay. Well, that sounds delightful. Some chocolate and coffee. Hi, person Dynamo 2022. Wow, 2222. Welcome to my live stream. Today is Dungeons and Dragons, but make it fashion. Today I'm working on the blue dragon. And I'm creating basically just like feels like a villain, actually, a villainess. I'll call you Dynamo. This is the pre-show that I do before heading over to Adventurers Pack for the Gauntlet, where I am a mod there and an avid watcher. And actually a bunch of us here are viewers of the Gauntlet. Some of us are also players. I know in the audience there's a few of them. And the Gauntlet is a Dungeons & Dragons based game where a group of 4 adventurers go through the Gauntlet, fighting the monsters in the Monster Manual by challenge rating from A to Z. So we will be heading there at about 1 hour, an hour and a few minutes. We'll be raiding Adventurers Pack from here to go see if we can get the party to have a TPK. But yeah, thank you for joining us. I do this show every Friday, and Mondays and Wednesdays I do But Make It Fashion, just in usually a different theme. This month for August, it's art, but make it fashion. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays are usually when I do my hangout stream, where I'll be working on really whatever I'm working on that day. So, okay. Great, so it is now time to start coloring, and I am going to make my palette. This is one of my favorite times. Oh, let's do this. Oh, that's exciting! If you don't mind, can you give us a little sneak preview of who your character is? Oh, there they are. An Oath of the Ancients Paladin of the Homebred Wendigo race. Wow, bleh. With a soldier background. His name is Hag. Hag. Cool. Well, awesome. Can't wait to hear more about them later on. I was wondering if that was the... yeah. I kind of assumed, but didn't want to fully assume. You know how that goes. So for her blouse, I am going to give it more of a... oh, except... Scott! Wrong layer! I think I actually want something a little bit more blue. I guess I could use this one. Oh yeah. Alright, see ya, Carrie. I will see you in a little bit as well. When we all head over to the Gauntlet in about an hour. Break a leg. I feel very confused. What? Sorry, I just realized that my line art is not black, which is normally fine, but it was like it was only on that layer. Okay, just doing some cleanup here now. There we go. Okay. Let's see if my bot will yell at itself again, because that was hilarious. Also, for any new viewers who are in here, please go ahead and hit that follow button if you would like to watch more of what I do throughout the week. Oh, ha ha ha. There we go. But yeah, we would love to have you here. I stream Mondays through Fridays. And on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday, it's But Make It Fashion with various themes. And on Tuesdays and Thursdays, it's me working in my studio. And I would love to have you hanging out with me. There we go. Boop, 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 boop. Bother. Thank you. Yeah, I'm a really big fan of this too. I'm loving just the intensity of the color. And kind of like the dusky blue is really nice. Oh, thank you. I did have a really good birthday. You know, I mean, I think a lot of people understand this, that when you get older, birthdays aren't necessarily as exciting as they were when you were maybe 10. But I still had a really great time with friends. We've been, socially distancing with each other, or quarantining, I guess. So we had dinner at their place, and it was really great. It's nice to have friends out here. Also, the food was great. We had a one-pot pasta skillet lasagna from Binging with Babish. Holy crap, it was really good. If you want, you can find the instructions on how to make it on YouTube. It was really delicious. So I would highly recommend it. So because I want this to be pretty metallic looking, or not metallic, but reflective, on the center of each scale, I'm going to give it a highlight and then kind of fade a little bit to one side. That's right, Lazy Gothy. Shading and highlights. I haven't even gone into the rest, but I know that this is like the most time-intensive area, is the scale mail. So it's like, I might as well start here and move down the garment.
Yeah, I think the scales really pop out too. Thank you. I think you might have missed it, but I tried on a vest that I made for my last fashion show. That I created these pleated scales essentially. It took a lot of effort, but it was so worth it. Well, all of that was done on the wrong layer. And I'm not going to go back and fix it because that was a lot. I will, however, do that. Okay. Okay. So that took me a second. I was trying to remember where I was. Okay. Oh, thank you, Chris. And of course, at the moment, I'm just like totally absorbed with whatever I'm doing. But I know that you guys don't mind, actually. Thank you so much, guys. Oh, shoot. I didn't know that this was a thing. Ah, cool. Okay. Well, that's a little on the nose. I like it. Okay, back to worrying about this layer. Also, just to let you know, we have about, 10 minutes of the stream left before we head over and raid Adventurers Pack. So I just want to say thank you all so much for watching today. And don't forget, you just stick around and we will all head over together. If you want to, you can always go ahead before, but yeah, I will be, again, if Twitch allows it and stops being a poo face, the gauntlet. Okay, that is close enough.
All right, you commute home in about 15 minutes. Woo! And then the last thing I need to do and there we have it. We have the blue dragon, but make it fashion. Bloody love this. I am so close to being ready to raid. I don't know if they're live yet. It doesn't really look like it. But before we actually do that, it is time to choose next week's monster. Choose a random number between 1 and 200.
It's 27.
Ooh, 27, my favorite number. And it is going to be the Barbed Devil. So, wow. Goodness gracious. Yeah, so it's going to be the Barbed Devil next Friday at 3 p.m. Pacific time. Also, before we do raid, because I haven't gotten the notification that they're live yet, who's excited for tonight? Like, who's ready to go crush things and kick butt and get a TPK, hopefully. I am hoping that we can get a TPK tonight. But yeah, the Barbed Devil is going to be great. Great show bench. She would look cool with a sword cane. Ooh, I might see all of these different accessories. Yeah, a leather parasol with one, a sword cane with another. I mean, she is evil. She's definitely evil. So, yeah, I'm excited for the Barbed Devil. That'll be weird and, you know, it's always fun to do things that have a little bit more of a humanoid flavor on them. You know, because like then I have to really think creatively on how I'm going to do it. And I just realized, so I'm gonna probably lose some frames right now. I need to go get to the right place where I can actually raid them. Where is it? Video producer. But yeah, thank you all so much for watching. Again, stay tuned to this while we raid. Because I think you get extra points. Maybe not. I don't know, but we're all gonna head there anyway. So let's go to my stream manager. And let's see, next week is August the 7th. Okay. Cool, cool. There's that. All right, see ya, Mike. All right, and is anybody aware if they are live yet? They are probably not quite live yet. That is fine. Oh, well, you get to see me look at my computer, being all confused. Yeah, let's definitely please TPK. TPK, TPK, TPK. They are live. Okay. Hmm. Okay, I am not for certain